Hello, and welcome back.
Yay.
Yay.
Pull up a chair and join us in the alcove here after a bit of an extended break with episode 46
Oh,
of our
it looks so
homebrew 5th
clean.
edition D&D campaign. Ooh, that looks
Because
very
they're
clean.
so smushed together.
Yeah, we are smushed together.
I think you need to adjust the lighting on me. It's a little bit too dark.
Yeah, I need to get a new camera.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
You guys were used to being all
Yeah, we're all snuggled. We have so much freedom in room now. It's weird. Yeah.
Anyways, before we start, let's handle quick announcements. We go live on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube only, not Twitch anymore because they're trying to get rid of restreaming, which sucks. And WODs are available immediately after the stream ends. You can follow and or subscribe to get a notification whenever we're about to go live. I think we're going to start doing a little bit more content on YouTube as well. Hopefully, I keep saying that, but one of these days it will be true. While you're following us, you'll also find links to all of our social media accounts, our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go ahead and follow those as well for all the latest news and schedule updates, as well as awesome character art, profiles, and other fun things. Also, a big shout out to Syrinscape, because epic games need epic sound. Syrinscape is a digital app with a collection of amazing sound sets and music that we use to improve the ambiance of our game and stream. If you're looking for a way to improve the immersion at your RPG table, go check them out at Syrinscape.com.
That's how it works.
Oh, no.
We also occasionally...
Yeah,
you got it wrong.
I definitely got it wrong. We also occasionally use music from Critical Role's Welcome to Taldore and Welcome to Wildmount collection albums, as well as some royalty-free music, courtesy of Riot Games. Links to those can be found below. They're all
nice.
good. They're all good. Such good music. And I'm very excited to get back into the session.
Yeah.
All right? Everyone good?
Yep.
Everyone ready?
Let's go.
All right, well, that's all the announcements, so let's begin our dive into the Chaoslands.
Oh, damn. Where are you going?
I'm dead.
Oh,
Oh,
Good luck.
we lost
Time to
him.
retell
he
how
actually is
Arthur
dead.
got himself in trouble.
It's cool.
Brought together by fate in the Rexade of Schema, a group of adventurers calling themselves the Iron Will, navigated the factions and unrest within the arcane Magitek-powered city in search of a way to help the city survive the dangers of the Chaoslands. Primarily the strange storms of red lightning that unpredictably coalesce across the continent of Rivenact. Drawn to these storms by chance, by curiosity, or perhaps by some greater purpose, you learn more of what these storms are capable of and their nature as strange fractures within the rift of space and time, leading to vast and unpredictable power, but extracting a toll from those unfortunate enough to be caught within. Yet, the Iron Will persevered and helped the big one, a resident artificer of the city, a resident Loxodon artificer of the city, build a complex machine able to harvest energy from the rift themselves, using it to power and support the city, bringing peace and prosperity back to Schema. But the connection of this device to the city's network on power conduits had an unforeseeable consequence, awakening and powering a latent rift buried deep within the city, deep beneath the city, within long-forgotten ruins from a time before the defeat of the ancient dragon lords that once ruled this land. It was here that the Iron Will found an ancient temple and home of a being known as Arkanscad, and the rift led you to a strange, almost parallel plane, where you encountered a creature the likes of which hadn't been seen in Rivenact for centuries. In this plane, powered by chaos energy, on a battlefield ravaged by red lightning, you did battle with Karthak, the Forgotten Sun, a blue dragon seemingly trapped within. After a harrowing battle, you emerged victorious, but without any discernible means of leaving this plane and returning home. It was here that one Ezekiel Miralar, a celestial being with a complicated past and history with your group, sacrificed himself to help provide a way for, at least some of you, to return home unharmed. Thanks to 2 primer crystals that were grafted into his body, and left behind as he asked you to slay him and send him back to the heavens of Mount Celestia. With these crystals in hand and finding a way to harness the latent chaos energy in Timon's hammer, you open a way back home to Rivenact and step through it into a cold, forested landscape. With a low mist hanging above a thick undergrowth of vines and roots, covered with a thin layer of frost and snow, you found yourself in a completely new environment. The dense trees surrounding you limiting your visibility almost as much as the darkness of night, and the dense black clouds you can barely make out above the canopy. A brief crackle of red lightning across the sky reminds you of where you were moments ago. But as the tail end of the storm dissipates, Timon's hammer returns to its non-energized state. You look around at the rest of your companions, just as the big one near you crumples to the ground, his body lifeless, his skin faded to a lighter and paler complexion. Wrinkles form near his mouth. Nuzzling up against his body, barely moving, but trying to nudge him awake, you see the professor. As whatever arcane magic the big one had fueled him with seems to be slowly dissipating. He's just nuzzling. On the ground near him, you see small shards of electrosteel, the wings and framework of his owl companion, scattered around a small green jewel, the core that powered the crystal. As you stand here, dealing with the repercussions of what has happened, what would you like to do?
Big one?
Are you? I run over to him. I probably already know, but I'm checking pulse, seeing if I can feel any breathing.
Make a medicine check.
How are the rest of us feeling?
Timon is bent over, doubled over, almost exhausted a little bit. You yourself seem fine. You haven't really felt anything.
12.
He looks lifeless. Not moving, not breathing.
Is he...
Maybe. I don't know where we are. Somebody keep an eye out, look around, just in case we don't know where we are or what is around us.
Oh, are you, the rest of you, okay?
Astra's just staring at Big One.
What's wrong?
I'm exhausted. Are you feeling alright?
I feel fine, but
I think the crystals must have worked.
I'm going to... So I had the one crystal in hand. I'm going to go into my bag and grab the one diamond that I had. I'm going to put the diamond in Big One's real hand and close his fingers around it.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana check? Natural one.
while it's happening, I'm gonna just pick up that green gem and slip it into Big One's. I don't know if he's got like a coin purse or something. Just like put that in there.
He's just lying almost like face down with his face a little to the side. He's like falling over.
I would have.
Yeah,
Put him
over and help. Like,
So he's
Something
his
on
back
his
down. Yeah.
You roll him over, and his body feels cold, lifeless.
Promise, Spark Eye. We
So-
have to save him.
I'm going to put the diamond.
Kaltir, what do you think happened?
I don't know. We've been shocked by the lightning, but I need to act fast here. Give me a moment. So, putting the diamond in his real hand, closing his fingers around it. I'm going to put his hand to his chest. In his other hand, the mechanical hand, I'm going to put the gem, the crystal thing that we used here. I'm going to put that in his hand and just kind of under my breath say, "This is yours." And then put his two hands together on his chest here. I'm going to pull out the bracelet that I have, pull out Linbari's symbol on it, and place my hands over his. I'm going to close my eyes and take just a second, and then I'm going to start casting Revivify. And I'm going to speak it in Elven, or Elvish. So I will take just a few moments it is to recite that spell. And right after that, I'm going to pray to Linvari, and I'm going to do that in Celestial. But as I'm casting this spell, at one part, I will open my eyes, still looking at him. But for the first time, normally when I cast my spells, you might see like really dark purple. Like my eyes are black, so most of the time you don't really see too much anyways. But for the first time, you see my eyes are like glowing, almost white, like
white like moonlight kind of coloration to it, with kind of like it kind of just almost like ghostly energy coming from my eyes.
The rest of the sort of woodland forest that you're in is pretty dark in general. There's no moonlight, so this sort of like almost shimmering white light is more noticeable than even you expected, just emerging from like these wispy smoke emerging from Kalthir's eyes.
So as soon as I finish reciting the spell, I'm not going to take a moment to check anything. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to immediately make a prayer to Linvari. I'm going to speak it in Celestial. Where we are right now, is the moon actually visible to us?
It's not.
I feel like I would have a sense of which direction it is, though. So I'm going to just instinctually look to that place in the sky, whether or not I can see it. And I'm going to say,
Linvari, this one needs you. Guide him like you've guided us so many times before. He might feel out of place at times, but he belongs here. This world is better with him in it. Help him.
Make a religion check.
disadvantage doesn't help me.
I was going to ask, Liam, would you allow me to use the Storm Moon at this point?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So as you're making your prayer, Tyrone looks at the big one in like despair, essentially, having fought him right before traveling through the rifts, and he, like, I don't know, he had his hammer on his hand, so he basically like clasps it really strongly and like thinks, I need to help him. And unwillingly, basically, he you see essentially like a flash of red energy in Tymon's eyes. And I would think that a little bit of the clouds would roil above him. And you get advantage on your ability check.
Oh. So you can say if I just take the higher of the two rolls. So I rolled 2 die because I had disadvantage. He would have given me a straight roll.
Just make another roll.
Okay.
Just make a thing roll.
It's probably going to be even lower. It's the same as the one that it was with disadvantage, so I got a 10.
Would anyone else like to contribute anything to a resurrection ritual? Anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to do?
Astra will kind of slowly walk up, like not blinking, just like staring at him, kind of scuffing her feet in the snow, and just drop to his side on her knees. And she just starts crying and says, like, I promise, Spark Eye, you have to come back for your dad. He needs you.
Make just a straight up charisma check.
Can she
Are you using the Storm Rune as all checks?
It says ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls.
But is it on one ability check? You use your reaction.
It lasts for a minute if we go by the book.
17.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
What are you doing as you stand here in this?
I think as I
can just look it up.
Kalthir kind of going down, moving his hands, and then obviously seeing Astra go down too. And then kneel beside Big One, just kind of place my hand on top of his metal hand. There. I was just gonna say, Big One, our adventure's not done yet. We need you back here.
You just got goosebumps.
And then I'm gonna tap his nose like we do.
Make a straight up charisma check.
Like a boop.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh no. Well, that's great. Charisma would just be that one. Okay. 15.
You stand there or kneel down on the ground. Some of you out there, as you finish your prayer.
Can I do something else?
Yeah, you know.
Real quick. So after seeing all that, Diamond takes off the blue scarf that he had from Anya, the only thing that he had from her when she disappeared, and he tightens, like he ties it around the meat arm of the big one. It says, "Come back, lad. Ain't your time yet. I'm sorry."
Make a charisma check.
Eight. Oh, sorry, this was a saving throw. Wait, charisma?
At the top.
Oh, I think it's -1. Yeah, 8.
As you finish casting your spell, you look up to the sky to where you know the moon should be, but it's barely visible. It's not visible, there's just dark clouds up above you. You notice for momentarily a bolt of red lightning is cracked across these clouds. You feel this sort of uplifting sense to yourself that things look dire, but they'll be all right. You feel a sense of calm coming over you as this light fades. You put your hand on the big one. This energy that you're used to casting, you've cast these healing magics in the past. You see it stay, and you think for a moment that had the big one died within the last minute, we're certain this would work. His corpse is too old. It's gone.
How long have we been here? It felt like moments, right?
I just got here.
I have no idea where we are, though.
Something's wrong. This should have worked.
It has to work.
His body, it seems like it's been like this for a long time.
But it hasn't. We just got here.
How long are we talking?
I don't know. Longer than minutes.
We'll do it again.
I can't.
How do I feel? Other than tired. The last couple times I noticed like growing streaks of white in my beard. That kind of thing.
I have no way of looking at yourself. You can look at your companions, and the big one looks visibly different.
Does he look like older? I guess he said wrinkles.
Make a medicine check.
Okay. Medicine check. 8.
I mean, he looks. His entire skin is pale, is blanched and dry, has a few wrinkles, but you're not really sure what an aged Loxodon looks like.
Yeah.
It looks quite different than what you've seen him as, but that might just be being dead.
I take out my broken pocket watch. Not really sure how it works, but I know that time has been wibbly wobbly in the past, and I'm just going to shake it, turn it around, put it around his neck, try to dial the time back, see what happens.
You open your pocket watch and you immediately feel a headache.
I fight through.
You start coiling it around, turning the dial, fiddling with it. Doesn't show any signs of movement. It still seems broken.
Astro, I'm not sure if that's how clocks work.
Do you have a better idea?
The
Of
hour,
course, I'm trying to in a nice way.
The one needle, the hour hand, I guess, of the clock, the watch. It seems to be pointing to about 11 o'clock, roughly speaking. Maybe 10:30. You can make a medicine check to see if you feel any different.
Great roast.
You have 3 levels of exhaustion. That's how you feel.
So, okay, it doesn't get any worse.
Is this the second time we've seen you with that clock? Like breaking out the clock?
9.
At least the second time.
Levels of exhaustion.
I think it happened too when I was in the pool, because didn't I feel it then when I was a dragon? Or no, that was when I was in the tower. Then I came back, so I think that would have only been the second time. Astra's gonna get up and like kind of start walking away, and she's just gonna start yelling out for Haster.
You just see Astra get up and walk away into these woods shouting, Aster, Aster, a name that maybe you all don't even recognize.
She doesn't give a shit. She's crying. She's crying for Haster to help.
No response. As you all stand around the big one's body, you just notice and see the professor stop moving. Just stuck in his pose with his nose nuzzling the big one's side.
Anya, where are you? I need your help. All of this for what? I look around, try to see like where we're at. Any are we just inside like dense woods, or is there anything discerning about the
All around
landscape
you.
around me with my 120 feet of darkness?
Just a reminder.
Just to remind
You're standing amongst like really tall ancient evergreen trees. They are tall and resolute, and they really make it hard for you to make out in a distance what could be there. But above you it seems like fairly clear because of their nature as like coniferous trees. You can kind of see through their canopy a little bit.
Is there still a portal?
It's dark.
near us?
Hmm?
Is there like a portal near us, or
No.
it's just a one-way kind of situation?
Right. The ground around you is got like thick undergrowth, roots, vines. Everything seems to have like this thin coating of dew that's kind of frozen, frosted over. As you look around, make a perception check.
God damn it, these rolls. 12.
It's hard to see anything through all these trees and darkness around you.
I'm gonna pull out the moonlight like dagger. But also as I see you kind of and stab people. So you look around like, yeah, it's not a bad idea, Diamond. And I was gonna try and walk up like scale a tree to the top and just see what I can see in our surroundings. The tallest tree I can find right now.
You pull out your sword, start making your way up one of these trees, avoiding some of the branches and walking up the trunk where you can make your way through. You do end up getting some pine needles stuck in your cloak. You smell quite pine fresh as you make the climb up. You stand near the top of this canopy. You begin to look out a little bit, and you can see. How much dark vision do you have?
No 120, but let's see.
The clouds are beginning to thin out, which is something you notice almost immediately. This dark black cloud seems to be dissipating faster than you're used to most clouds dissipating.
60 feet.
Okay. All around you, basically, as you reach the top of this tree, all you see are just other trees. Some shorter, some taller. It's a pretty big sort of woodland area, but as the clouds sort of part, the moonlight does begin to peek through. While it's not a full moon, it's a fairly decent amount of light. And looking out, you can see. You don't have as much of a sense of direction, per se, but in one of the directions, it's almost impossible to miss. There's the woodland sort of tree line seems to end, and where the towering pines reach towards the heaven. The branches, through them, you can see jagged peaks of mountain.
Okay.
A mountain range that's maybe about half an hour walk away. And these trees seem to almost peter out and become a more tundra-like, sort of like rough, rocky terrain. The scent of pine needles fills the air, mingling with the crispness of the frost-kissed atmosphere. The breeze rustles through the branches, carrying with it an earthy aroma of resin, sort of trees, wind blowing through.
So in all the other directions, I just see basically forest. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that one area where it's lit by the moon. I can see the mountain tundra and
the moon is lighting up pretty much the entire woods, and from until as far as you can see off in every other direction other than that,
Gotcha.
Woods.
Is that mountain range formation recognizable by any means?
Make a history check or a nature check.
That's 12.
You haven't really seen any mountains in your life before. They are very tall. They're dark and hard to even fathom just how tall some of them are. The peaks about almost halfway up, covered with snow. The moonlight reflecting off of them gives them almost like a menacing, dark, foreboding feel. You feel a voice in your head that's just almost whispering, "Come."
Just that?
Do not come.
The mood of the episode has shifted very
Meanwhile, down below, out there, Astro.
Well, because I have a 4th level spell now, I'm going to sit down just near the big one, clear a space out. I'm going to pull that little dragon figurine out, as well as like some other items I have to kind of make like a little, almost like shrine-like offering in front of me. And I'm going to begin casting divination. I'm ritually casting it.
Okay.
I think it takes like 10 minutes to do that or something, right? So for 10 minutes I will be sitting there putting this together and reciting stuff.
You can mark off 25 gold.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume that you had some materials that cost 25 gold right now. Astro, what are you doing?
Do I recognize the location at all? Like, does anything seem familiar to me if I look around?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
This tree.
I've seen this tree.
You don't know about trees.
I've known it since it was a baby.
Planted this tree.
Yeah.
A different name.
Nope, that's a nat one.
You don't even know what trees
They
are.
look
Yeah,
like
that's a tree.
What's a tree?
you've never seen trees this tall or this
You've never seen trees.
impressive
That's a
before.
mountain.
You don't even see the mountain through the trees.
No, I'm looking at the tree thinking that's a mountain because I rolled a nat one.
When Astra went off shouting to Aster, how far did you wander?
Not far. Maybe 20, 30 feet. She's gonna start, like... she's been yelling for a while. Obviously, Astra's not coming, so she's gonna come back. And, like, has Astra also noticed, like, the wrinkles on the face?
Yeah, I think you would have noticed.
I was kneeled down next to him.
Yeah, you probably noticed though.
It didn't work.
I'm in the middle of something.
That's
You
You can
Doctor
say,
realized
you can say that,
Blank
but
staring.
I'm in the zone.
Maybe if we get him to the tower. He looks older. It seems like time has passed. Maybe if we get him to the tower. I've told you guys the time at the tower. It's all wibbly wobbly.
Where's the
Maybe we
tower?
can go back in time north. I told you this. We
Can you bring him there? Like right now?
Not easily. It's a bit of a trek. But maybe we can,
What are?
as Cher says, turn back time.
Did you see anything from up there?
Oh yeah, I'm coming down. Sorry, I should have spoken up. I scoped it out and it looks like there's just gonna point in the direction where it was, but there's a mountain range. It looks like it's off in the distance. It's the only direction I looked at, or I could see where the forest ended and transitioned to something else.
You didn't do a complete 360?
I did do.
Okay.
It's the only direction I looked into.
Got all I needed.
It's the only direction I could see where the forest ended. All the other directions the forest seemed to keep going to the horizon.
When I left the tower to travel to here, did I pass any mountain ranges? That
Make a
fit the
history check.
vivid description that he just gave?
Timon, you know mountains, right?
I was going to ask.
18.
You saw mountains off in the distance, but not like anywhere super close. You have no idea if these would be the same mountains or
Those
not.
are for sure the
They're
same mountains I passed.
These mountains look like they'd be roughly a 30-minute walk from here.
They're not far.
They're not far. You could go scope it out.
How many peaks did you see?
A lot.
A lot.
They almost spanned like roughly half of the horizon to your left.
It was massive.
I forget the name of the mountain range that came from, but that one has a distinguishable peak, right?
It does. It's Kesmag's teeth.
Kesmag's teeth, yeah.
Kesmex. It was no Kesmex teeth.
How did you know?
Calculator, you finish casting the
Surprise.
ritual, and as you do, the moonlight with the clouds fully dissipating begins to shine, and strangely, this glade that you all are in seems more brightly lit by moonlight than anywhere else around. What is the question you would like to ask?
Can we save him?
Yes.
Next question.
No, I know that's all I can.
How do I see it?
I guess more. Yes, but not you.
I'm useless.
Are you speaking in Elvish when you're doing this, or is it in your head?
Celestial.
It was kind of in his head.
Yeah, I
The
guess
reply
like,
is in his head.
Yeah.
yeah, you wouldn't
You
hear.
can ask the question however you'd like. The reply is
Yeah.
almost like
Most of the
in
time,
your head.
if
It's a soft, like, female voice that just whispers back in your head. Like,
Wait, does anybody know Celestial?
I do.
Oh, you speak it?
Yep.
Okay, then you would know what I'm...
Waiting for this moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I speak it. I don't
That-
just read it.
That answer was like,
Yeah.
Probably you would also
speak it. I
recognize
do.
this as
Pick
the
me.
same voice that you'd heard in the like when you were in the computer. The same.
Oh, the one that was speaking to me. So it was her.
Computer.
Computer. I don't know how, but I believe that we can still help him. But I can't do it. I prayed to Linvari. She spoke to me in a way, but I believe there's a way. I don't know what it is, but she's never led me astray before.
The only thing I can think of on my end is bringing him to the tower and let time do its thing. Hopefully bringing back time until he was alive again. I've called out to... Fuck it. Haster, the boy on the other side of the wall. Guess what? That's his name. Haster. He's not answering. I wanted help from him, but no. What do you guys got?
so maybe it wasn't the imaginary friend after all.
I
have to
told
say
you
it.
guys that.
Won't he just respond to you if you go knock on those trees or something?
I'll be right back. I go and I knock on the trees.
You knock on the trees. There's no response.
Okay, I run back. There was nothing, and now my wrist hurts.
Some kind of friend Haster is.
I'm not impressed with him, honestly.
I don't know.
Who have we met that?
I don't know how much help I can be of here right now for Big One, but maybe I can trek out to the edge of the forest just to see what's there, if there's anything that could be of use. Mom. Don't think we have a way to bring Big One out there, right?
I don't know how we could.
We could squeeze him into our bag of holding.
Yeah. It's like the box. It's like this big. I don't think any of us
What
can.
are you talking about? It's a box this big. He has an
Yeah,
elephant.
If we can find a spell that will make him small, and then
Can
put
you-
him in the box.
Can you turn in? Can you turn into that dragon again, and just carry him, fly him out of here, or something?
I can try, and I cast Mask of Many Faces, so I'm like an ostracized dragon.
Where's Hoku?
He's not here right now. I need time to bring him back. We lost him in the fight. What about Teddy? Could Teddy do
Alright.
something?
I'm just gonna go trek out then in that direction.
Okay. Anybody else going with him? Or
Oh, my speed is halved.
that is true.
So I just
Or-
assume that I'm taking it easy.
That's fine.
I sit down next to the body of the big one, I pull an apple, and I put it next to him.
Is there anything that I should look out for? Or
Astro, do you want to go with him? I don't think we should split up completely.
how horror movies begin?
Yeah. Sorry, Brian. I'm going with Tennant.
No.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at my address book.
I'm going out to what I think is the edge of the forest
Okay.
and seeing if there's anyone that could be of assistance.
Okay. Hey, you're pretty tight with Lady Garnett, are you not? Because she's pretty powerful, and she wanted Ezekiel dead, and we could be like, good news.
I mean, she couldn't remove the curse on you.
She's moderately powerful. Okay, who else we got? As we're walking.
If you guys come into trouble, just shout.
Who else do we have?
God, we need more friends. Why don't we have more friends?
They're all dead.
Yeah, but
All of you begin to feel pretty cold. You're not really dressed for cold weather. Schema is fairly moderate and temperate. Except for, I guess, Arkmir. And, like, you're
Yeah,
wearing
always
a coat.
warm.
Oh,
You're-
yeah.
you also have, like, fiery resistance.
Don't you have a ring that's just always burning you too?
Yeah. The rim job ring. Okay, there was a messaging stone that came back to Lyra.
Mhm.
Did Miralar have one, a corresponding one on him?
Lyra and Gerald had the two that corresponded with each other.
I can, theoretically.
Okay.
I'm gonna start just in the vicinity, getting like clearing a spot and getting like sticks and stuff, and seeing if I can get to work on starting a fire near where the big one is, like where we are.
Do you think? I guess we can get to the end of the forest. Then, if worst comes to worst, I'm not sure. Maybe we need to use this ring and see where it takes us from here.
if we take it out, can we get back?
From where this takes us?
Mm-hmm.
Not, to my knowledge, no. It's a one-way trip as well.
That was supposed to be our like last line, like our last option. I think only can both of us use it.
I think it takes everyone in a certain radius. Yeah.
And we
I
would
think
just
that's what he said.
go to look for help.
If there's nothing here that can help us, that may be our only option. It may be dangerous. I'm not sure what else we can do, but it's just something we can think about more on our way there and back.
Yeah. I don't have too many other ideas other than going to the tower or reaching out to somebody who's more powerful than us. Maybe Lyra, maybe.
How far out can you reach to someone? Like, can you just message someone anywhere?
No. I have to see them, and it has to be within 30 feet. It's really limited. It's not great, honestly. My reading is much better.
Not sure, your head still hurts. Ever since you opened the watch and tried to use it, you just have this throbbing pain in the side of your head.
Do I feel anything from the watch in my pocket? Which I guess I took back because it didn't work. Like no movement or
No
anything.
movement, nothing.
I want this.
What is that watch, Astra? If you don't mind me asking, it's...
And it tells the time. It's kind of broken though. I don't know. It's from the tower. I brought it with me when I left the tower, and when the last time that Haster was in the tower, it started going crazy. And then papers started flying across the room. The windows started going nutso. And
Why
then
did you put it on big one?
it's worth a shot. Time in the tower is weird. And that's something that I have from the tower, so maybe that has some weird time things about it. I was hoping that it would turn back time, as Cher would say.
As silly as that sounds, I guess anything is worth a shot right now.
You both are making your way towards the... Just make stealth checks for me, both of you.
That's my jam.
Not me.
Uh-oh. 17.
Yeah.
Can roll higher if needed.
4.
And then one of you, probably Arkmir, since you're leading the way, make a survival check as well.
Oh boy. This one's not good. Let's see. 4.
Well,
We've lost.
I was
3
super
companions.
stealthy, but I don't know what happened with the survival check.
but I'm just loud talking about
Yeah.
my watch.
I just rolled with the dice.
It's so bad.
What
You
happens?
begin to make your way through these trees, and very soon, because of just the fact that your path is blocked by these tall, massive trees, and you're having to cut around and cut through, you think you're going in the direction of the mountains.
I'm climbing up to the top of the tree.
You're fairly confident you're going in the direction of the
No.
mountains. About maybe 10-15 minutes of walking later, you do climb up the tree just to make sure you're going in the right direction. Astra, as you're walking through, you see all sorts of like strange plants and woodland herbs and medicines, mushrooms, all sorts of just strange wildlife in this forest. Not like any that you've ever seen before, but it keeps distracting you. You keep seeing different herbs and being interested in going to check it out.
Do I recognize any of them from my books?
Make a medicine check. You realize very quickly that you're going in almost like a tangential direction from where you meant to head out.
How dense is this forest?
Not that dense.
It turns into tundra.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
and-
the
Well,
trees
but
have
there's some
started.
places
The
where-
trees do get shorter and a little bit more sparse as you
Okay.
look toward in the direction of the mountain. From up here, it's a lot more visible than when you're on the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna play a new strategy when we're going down every like roughly 5 minutes, whatever. I'm just doing a quick check up and see where we are, and then head back down.
9.
You walk over to one of these plants and one of these herbs. You really don't recognize it. But it looks like there's some like bright red, almost like berries that are hanging from it. You'd have no idea what these are, but they look interesting and unique.
I collect them. I collect whatever herbs I see around.
You didn't eat it?
Nope. Nope. I'm gonna collect it. Maybe I can mush it up into something, and big one can only get so dead, right? I make a something and put it
Feed
in
him
his mouth.
everything
Yeah.
down the trunk.
Arkmir, as you're coming down, climbing down this tree, you swear you see some movement in the trees.
Good.
In the trees.
Not Astra.
Yeah.
You see something moving somewhere, like just off maybe 15-20 feet away from you.
It's a yeti.
As you're making your way down the street, you just see like a flicker of movement.
Okay.
Astra has not noticed. You can tell that because it's up in the opposite direction from where she's looking right now.
I was checking something. Okay. So I still have one charge of like psychic whispers. So I'm gonna remain, I guess, what I think is like stealthily hidden. But use psychic whispers with Astra here and just Astra, stay quiet. There's just notice some movement around you, and I'm gonna remain kind of at a distance right now. If this thing shows itself, I'll be ready to jump.
I'm kind of knelt behind the tree trunk now, hood up, holding my breath.
And I'll maybe just direct you still in the distance, or sorry, the direction that we want to go in. We're still outwards. So I'll tell you. I don't know if it's like we're gonna continue in the direction to our left, keep going, but I'll be following from behind.
Both of you make a stealth check.
You sure it's not charisma?
Pretty sure it's not.
It's worth a shot.
So that's a neat, but at least 18. I can roll this if I
13.
need to.
If you had high enough charisma, they'd be like, "I see you," and you'd be like, "No, you don't,"
I'd be like,
and they'd believe you.
pardon me, carry on.
Yeah.
Astra, as you're looking around and you still have these berries in your hand that you're like starting to stow away into your pocket, and you turn towards one side and you immediately see off in the distance between these trees a large figure, a large quadrupedal figure, an almost beast-like movement. It's like seems to be a large animal that's approaching.
Coming towards us?
Moving very distinctly towards you with purpose.
Okay.
You can make out slowly white fur, a large canine figure.
Can I sense?
It's
I
almost
sense
like a
that
wolf.
it sees me then, right?
It's very intently moving with purpose towards you all. It doesn't seem to be looking at Arkmere. It doesn't seem to have noticed them. It's prowling from side to side.
Does it look like it's stalking me, or just that it's casually
Make a
approaching?
nature check.
Oh,
Okay.
you're so cute.
Aw.
Is its tail wagging?
Mm, 15.
Salty.
It's hard to tell, but very almost unexpectedly. There's like a howl that comes off from in the distance from a different direction. A loud
Scheiße.
howl. And this wolf that's approaching you looks over in its direction. Lets out like a louder, much louder, almost guttural You all, even those of you who are in the distance, you can hear the howling of wolves. Arkmere, you can almost make out through the trees this large, almost dire wolf of sorts, just slowly creeping and prowling towards Astra.
We don't have time for this.
Talk to it.
Astra's she's gonna put on her big girl pants. She's gonna take a couple steps forward, confidently, and just look the direwolf in the eyes. Our friend is down. We don't have time for a fight. If you're here to help us, we would greatly appreciate it.
Mike, would you like to come to the table?
What?
You're a direwolf?
He's gonna play. He's gonna play as a wolf the whole time.
Huh?
I'm upset that you're not in a white furry.
Rawr.
I'm getting chutney vibes.
Oh man.
What?
Oh man.
You've been following these two that broke off from the group that you saw in the distance. You were doing your rounds
Those big ones, really.
for a while.
Oh, he's
They haven't really noticed you.
good.
They were moving in the direction of the mountains off in the distance. You saw them moving through these trees. You saw one of them, the red-skinned, tailed one, climb up a tree, while the pink one
Purple.
Purple.
seemed to be.
Well, wolf, I can't see color.
Yeah, so like
She seemed to be looking lost and not like she belongs in the woods at all. She's not wearing warm clothes. She's not dressed.
Hey.
She looks used.
She's not dressed appropriately for
she's a city kid.
a hike in these lands. And you see her approaching you immediately notice the large leaves of this berry plant that's native. You see her grabbing some of these berries, potentially to eat. You know them to be quite poisonous.
I lied her.
That
was fun.
Seeing her take these, thinking that she might be perhaps a bit lost, you approach, and off in the distance you hear the howl of another wolf. One that's you don't recognize immediately, but you know these woods to be dangerous. You know these woods to not be safe, and these two have been, at least one of them has been leaving a very easy to follow trail for about 15 minutes or so. As you approach, she notices you,
saw that.
looks up, and shouts at you. Can you repeat what you said?
What I said? We don't have time for this. Our friend is down. If you're here to help us, we would greatly appreciate it.
I think as she says that, I'll like get down low, snarl at her a bit, and just charge full force at her. But I'll jump over her. And as I jump over her, I will lose my wild shape.
Okay.
Jacob?
So, you'll see me from behind.
Shirtless guy.
Yeah. You'll see me from behind, and I'm wearing a very long brown fur cloak. I have from behind really white hair, stringy hair, with two little, almost deer-like ears coming out the side, pale blue skin, hunched over, and I'll just be like,
What?
who dares enter my woods? Speak! I saw you up there too!
Does he still see
He
me?
points up to you in your general direction.
Somewhere in that vicinity.
What are you doing here?
Were you that? You were a wolf, like 2 seconds ago.
I don't think you saw anything.
No, I see very well.
What are you doing out here so far?
I need help. We need help. Our friend is hurt. Well, he's dead.
Please don't eat those berries.
I wasn't going to. I was going to mush him up and make a potion to save our friend.
But
shove
you'll
him
kill
down
your
his throat.
friend. Those
He's
are very-
already dead. He can only get so dead.
While this is happening, I'm circling around.
Definitely
Right.
perplexing.
Make a stealth.
It's very not safe out here. What brings
at
you
least
to
a
these
17.
parts?
Wow. Do you have a minute? Because it's quite the story.
We don't have a minute. There's a couple of other not so friendly friends following us. Are you safe? Do you have a place to stay?
Was that you alerting them of where we are?
I was scaring them all. How dare you speak to me like that? I was saving you.
You
I don't
point
know
up in
you.
the general direction of where he was, and you don't see him there.
I know you're around here somewhere. And you can tell from you can.
Die.
I know. You can tell from the front he's a very, very old Furbolg man. He has leaves, kind of moss and everything, just spewing about him. He doesn't really have much. You do notice a very, very large, gnarled wooden staff that he's carrying, and a little bird comes and just like perches on him. Oh, Timothy.
Do you have to roll?
I'm just gonna, if I can, get up, sneak up. I am gonna sneak up behind him and just poke, like just the little prick of the dagger behind you on the back, just like, how do we know we can trust you?
I'll just dart around and shoot a bolt of green energy, but horribly miss him.
I'm like dodging and still.
Who are
around
you? Why have you come to my woods?
Who are you?
How do you not know the great druid of these woods? I'm the Forest Guardian.
Oh my god, you're Gandalf.
That's a weird name I've never heard of.
Wait, what?
Radagast?
What?
Yeah.
We don't have time for pleasantries. If you're not safe, we need to get you out of
Wait, we
here.
have friends. They're just back here. We need to go get
Well,
them.
let's go get them then.
Okay.
We're over there like, you want some rations?
We must move quickly.
Can you help heal our friend?
Perhaps, but there's no time for that. We must move quick.
How quick are you moving, though? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You're an old man.
Actually,
Yeah,
actually, as you see me move, as for what appears to be an old man, I'm moving rather nimble, and every footstep seems to, the grass seems to grow a little bit, and little flowers on every footstep.
Aww.
And he seems to be moving rather well in these parts of the land.
Imagine like a Yoda. Like old man, but then it's
Please,
like,
please lead the way.
Can you, whoever's leading the way back to the party, can make a survival check.
oh god.
What I have seen them come
You
from somewhere,
followed them from where they were from.
like
You
he's
followed them
probably
basically
leading the
this
way
entire
then.
way.
I could probably
You could
lead
probably
them,
lead them back.
I could probably lead them back.
I have
pretty
a
well.
17 for survival, so.
Let's see.
But you got probably more wise.
24.
You know exactly the way to get the
25.
fastest way to get back to
Pinpoint.
where
Don't say my name.
where your friends were, where these
Radagast.
people had appeared from.
Blue caught my attention.
Meanwhile, back to Kalthir and Hyman. What are you both doing? You're sitting around.
I know you're exhausted as fuck. So.
Yeah, but after hearing that, I sprang to my feet and I'm like in guard.
Did you notice
How
that
much
you
would we
didn't
have
include the
heard?
big
Oh,
one?
the wolves. We
The
would have heard the
wolves,
howl.
yeah.
We would have decided then.
So
don't
from
know.
us, like, how far out would that have sounded then, roughly?
You have to reach out to Sunny, right?
Pretty far.
Pretty far?
One of them was coming very much from the direction that your friend went in, which might be a little bit more interesting.
Mhm.
The other one was a little base off. Farther.
Do you think they've encountered wolves.
Doesn't sound good. I'm assuming that you put the fire by this time?
Put out the fire?
Or no?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. There's a fire.
fire.
Yeah,
Fire is
Like
good
20
to
something.
repel wolves.
yeah. I mean, we haven't. I imagine if they did, we would have heard screaming. They didn't go too far.
I did tell them to scream.
Also, kind of like once I had done that as well, I would have been, because you had said that the owl was like apart or something, or just like there. So I would have like been collecting.
Yep.
That
You would
to,
collect the like electrosteel parts, basically.
yeah, just like kind of put it together and. Well, he had a bag. Like he had a big bag.
Yeah. You
I
can
don't
put
know.
all the parts of it back in the bag.
Yeah, I know that like the professor wouldn't, but
The professor. The
Uh,
professor's also not moving. He looks very much just like a statue.
yeah.
Professor
I will
Wilkinson.
also. I would have put the fire like not like right at him, but close enough to him that like heat would help hit his warmer, and I also would have taken my cloak and put it over him, kind of like a blanket.
That's what's attracting the wolves. The
Yeah.
locks it
The
in.
dye
Roasting
locks
locks
it
it
on.
in
It
stone.
is a delicacy around here. Time if we're gonna starve, we have to make a decision. We won't tell the others.
It's only been like 15 minutes after.
When they come back, we'll tell them we found some rabbit.
There's like a foot
Oh,
missing.
a lot of rabbit.
He only has he has no arms now.
But yeah,
Get by with
other
one.
than that, would just kind of like mostly be scanning 360 through the woods to see if I can ever catch a glimpse of anything.
Yeah, but you're just sitting straight in your head. It's
Yeah,
just-
the owl head.
yeah, I'm not moving.
Using
My
that
head is-
perception.
What you are now.
You're doing the exorcist.
Yeah.
I think as we're running back, they would probably notice that I'm almost like speaking into my staff, and I'll just be like, Jeffrey, help guide us, and you'll just see like a puff of smoke and like a little brown white owl just will go out in front. So they might see that coming from the wood line first. It'll
You
be my-
hear in the distance the
You know those like little winter owls, but they got like little brown on them.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm just like messaging Astro. I'm like, that looks way cooler than Poku.
I feel like if I saw an owl, I'd think nothing of it. I'd be like,
I'd break
yup,
off a branch
there's
and
owls
try
in
to
the
trip you
woods.
with it.
We're in the woods.
Yeah.
No.
probably a brief, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, much less time than your friends have been gone
Right.
since you heard these howls. You hear and see some movement off in the distance in a completely different direction than your friends headed out in. Coming towards you.
Didn't they go that way?
Who goes there?
Are these your friends? Hello, folks.
No, put your weapons down.
mean no harm. Oh no. And I'm assuming I see this big dead Loxodon.
You have to help him.
I mean you no harm, friend. I am the sage of these woods, and I don't know if you're familiar, but there's these terrible storms that come through, and right now we're kind of at where one might be brewing up. I have a home in the woods that can give you some shelter, but there are some dangerous folks out there.
Do I buy anything that he is?
Make an insight check.
I'm
You
gonna
can make
roll
a
one
persuasion
too.
or a deception.
I'm telling the motherfucking truth,
I
man.
Just make a
immediately
persuasion
trust him.
check. Regardless.
Alright,
It's a 14.
19.
I also rolled a 19, but persuasion's plus 2, so 21.
You win, so whatever. You don't have to say. Well, yeah.
It's like-
I believe you. Whatever
Yeah.
it is, I believe you.
Talk about
He
the
believes
storm.
it.
Yeah.
He believes it.
And as you talk about the storm, and I was in defense or semi-offensive position, you see a little crackling of red lightning just stroll through the.
Well, that is a mighty fine piece of stone, but that won't save you against the storms.
Beast.
It's steel.
Oh, give me one moment. Do you plan on burying your...
Barry!
I didn't mean no harm.
Can you carry him?
Look at me. I know I can't carry him.
I saw what you were.
But listen, I have friends. And I'll speak in some sort of animal form, and I will call for my dear friend with a sled.
With the what?
Deer's gonna bring out a sled attached to it.
Oh my god!
Make a nature check.
Are you Santa Claus?
You were gone for like 20 minutes. How did you find this guy?
19.
It's a long story. Actually, it's pretty simple.
You should let us do more of this. Who knows what will come
You
back?
don't immediately hear or
Give
see
it some
anything,
time.
but shortly thereafter, you hear some movement coming from.
Oh, here
the
comes
woods.
Franklin. Don't be alarmed. He's a friend.
A deer, a large,
Probably
very
like an elk.
burly,
Yeah.
almost like an elk with
Yeah.
like massive
Oh!
horns
With the what
and
attached?
antlers.
It's Franklin.
It's got this like loose canvas ropes that are attached to like a large wooden board. It's not like a very fancily made thing, but it's even got like some sort of like burlap sacks and things on it. It smells very earthy, very used and damp, but maybe a little bit of decay. Maybe a few bloodstains on the wooden planks. But
Oh, Franklin, thank you so much for... I'm not going to tell them that. What?
What did he say?
No, wait a minute. Yeah, come over here. I'm going to need some help lifting your friend, and he can take you to my home, where you can... A couple of you look a little rough for my... Here, eat some of these.
I'm gonna hand him 10 good berries. I don't know if you need them, but you
I got
Eat them
some.
now. No, help, eat them.
gain 10 hit points if you needed them.
Oh, hey,
I got some too. Here.
no! Eat these berries.
I'll hand you 10 good berries. You get 10 hit points back.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm not out of good berries, but that's okay. Two of you, would you mind help getting your friend on this sleigh?
The two smallest guys.
No, help me! It's like 500 pounds!
I'll help.
We're like both tag teaming one leg or something.
Yeah.
you both
I will
drag the big one.
Help
over.
as much as I
Help.
can.
Yeah.
I am so
Help
weak.
almost roll him onto the sled. Which
Yeah.
is, he's a bit of a tight squeeze on the sled. To
The
be
sled's
honest.
probably gonna drag the whole way
Yes.
back. Yeah.
As you're doing this, Franklin kind of just looks up at you, like
Oh,
turns his
Fuck.
head,
Never a doubt.
almost like he shakes his head at you.
Thank you so much, Franklin. We have some friends.
I was gonna put little one on top of the big one, or somewhere on that sled if possible.
That poor elk, man. Oh, God.
The elk begins to slowly, very slowly, start moving off in the direction off.
Can I get the ride too?
Oh, there's not enough room for you, but follow me, stay close, and we'll get there very quickly.
And you just see. Gotta remember all my animal names. You'll see Jeffrey take off ahead of us. The owl.
Franklin
Timothy's
is
the one that
very,
you have to
very
watch out
slow
for.
moving at
Wait,
this
which one was
point.
Yeah.
Timothy?
Timothy's the little bird.
No. Timothy was the little bird.
Yeah.
So I said the one that you have
Yeah.
to watch out
Jeffrey
for. The
is my
brains.
owl.
Yep, and then Franklin is
There's
the
like
owl.
900 more animal names. I don't know if you want to write them all down. but-
Yes, I do.
Exactly.
Oh, please move as quickly as you can. These parts do get dangerous at nighttime.
I'm assuming it's nighttime. You said moon.
Very much nighttime.
Please stay quickly.
I'll just start going. You can all see like little trails. Like if it's frosted grass, you can see little trails of grass just like blooming behind each footstep.
Aw.
The elk is very slow behind you all.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Well, I'm very slow, so I think I'm walking.
You're walking pretty much alongside the elk. At
I
this
won't.
point.
I won't be walking ahead. I'll be walking with
I don't say that.
like alongside the big one.
I don't say it out loud, but in my head, I'm just looking back and I'm like, is he leaving a trail for them to find us? Like, what is
Are you
going
gonna
on?
try to like fluff up the snow? as
Yeah,
you
I'm just
go?
gonna go like slice some of the flowers there.
Don't you dare do that again. Never.
Are they gonna follow us?
No. No.
And I just keep walking.
Yeah.
You got us in trouble.
Slice
Yeah, I'll
another
just,
one.
like-
Just put that into my.
As quickly as the group can.
It is definitely a lot slower than you're used to going. In fact, you almost like move forward a little bit and have to turn around and catch back up to them. And for an old fellow, he's moving very comfortably through these woods. Like,
How tall are you?
7-ish feet. Not crazy tall. Taller than probably like a taller man, but
Like
He's
it's
more
strange,
like
it's almost
hunched over. Yeah.
like while the rest of you are having to like make your way through these trees and step over this underbrush and like make sure that your feet aren't getting caught in anything. He just seems to be moving elegantly almost.
Are the trees parting ways for you?
Mm-hmm.
All of you are cold, but the large, warm elk beside you seems to provide a little bit of residual body heat, making your way through the frigid trees over the next maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Calclear, your keen senses are the first to pick up a faint warmth in the air kind of around you, quickly supported by an earthy scent of moist soil, rich with minerals and organic matter, that begins to creep into your senses. The scent of the cold pine needles and the mist around you is quickly supplanted with notes reminiscent of minerals and trace elements dissolved in water. Notes of sulfur. Notes of geothermal activity. Elmer, as you lead them in the direction of your home, you pass through a geothermally active subregion of this woods that you once knew as the Embermire Glades. Though you may have forgotten its name by now.
It's just another green patch.
A stark contrast to the surrounding icy landscape, the region pulses with geothermal activity, and you can hear bubbling and roiling water off in the distance. Wisps of steam rising from the ground around you, lit by the moonlight, and this otherworldly, almost strange glow of some mushrooms or plants. The air is thick with the scent, and as you continue, you notice steam coming from geysers, small spouts of water almost poof into the air. It would be beautiful if it weren't so dark, so foreboding. There's this deep sense of unease that you feel as you make your way through here.
It's not dark for me.
Maybe you guys, I don't know.
The water itself seems to be almost helping the life of these woods. Everything seems a little bit greener here than it had in the area where you had originally appeared. And you are moving in the opposite direction of the mountains. You notice lush ferns that seem to be growing around some of these pools. And the fragrance, as you're walking, what you smell, seems to shift. The air becomes infused with a fresh scent, almost of wildflowers and leaves. These small, pale, pink and purple flowers that seem to be dotting the landscape and the trees around you. It's beautiful. After a little bit of walking through these woods, you notice up ahead, almost like a parting of these trees, and a small clearing of sorts. This pathway seems to be almost unmarked, but there's a lot more moss growing on these rocky boulders that seem to be scattered about. Off in the distance, you can see steam rising from one of these pools in this clearing. Would you like to describe your home?
Yeah, so kind of down in this little, like you said, little clearing, little valley type area, you just see a rather large, old-looking tree that seems to be a residence of some sort. There is a somewhat crooked but tall door carved into the side of it. You see, pots and pans outside, some leather, some fruits and vegetables, maybe a little part of the where a branch would have been would be cut off, and you see some steam rising from out of it. There's green moss everywhere. And it appears to be a tree home of some sort, with mushrooms coming out the side of it. Very large, very old, but nestled very quietly with birds everywhere and critters, forest critters, foxes, and...
You notice a couple of rabbits just run across, just hopping across the pathway as you're approaching, just off in the distance.
I love it.
Oh, folks, I'm sorry for the snow. Jeffrey's slacking a little bit. We'll talk about that later, but... Welcome to the Green Moss Grove.
Green moss grove.
Everything is very green and covered with moss, especially the sides of the trees that are almost like have this thick coat of moss growing on pretty much all of them. You haven't really seen trees of this kind before to have such rich, almost like humid, moist moss growing on them. Strange, really.
It's not much, but it is home. Please come inside, get warm.
It's perfect.
Sorry,
the
before
elk is
we-
very slowly making its way through here.
Before we continue, I'm Arkmere Croft.
I don't know what you're doing. What is an Arkmere? What are you casting on me?
This is a handshake. I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, I'll grab your hand, just guide it over. This
His
is
hand
how.
feels warm to the touch, much warmer than yours. I think much warmer than your flesh, or any animals that you almost felt.
Oh, you don't need warming up at all.
Oh, my name is.
Oh, pleasantries, of course. Sorry. I haven't had friends over in quite some time. I mean, other than the Frost friend, but, I'm Elmir. Elmir of the Green Moss Grove. I forgot my own name for a minute. Fitting. Elmir of the Green Moss Grove. I'm sure you've heard of it.
No,
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah.
Make a history check.
I'm just straight
Okay,
up.
all of us?
No.
Oh.
Elmir, this
History?
is my friend, Timon.
Oh, Timon. Oh, you need some food,
24.
young man. You look like you've seen better days.
For the 24.
Well, then I definitely didn't.
This is Astra.
Asha?
Hi.
Hello.
It's Astra Maris, but you can call me Astra.
That's a lot. Okay.
Astra.
You funny-looking man.
Karthak.
Out there. Oh. It's...
The black eyes.
He's got no hair.
There's a little
That's what's
off-putting,
most
but
jarring
he
from
is-
him?
He's gotta be so cold.
Why do you have to hate against our black eyes?
No, it's not hating. Like,
Oh, I know. It's funny.
just say it's okay. Like, it
What's
might,
okay?
It might look different, but
Who? What?
what?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Oh, food?
Okay.
I can make us some food. Oh, please, come
Can I
in, come in.
sit?
Anywhere, please, take a seat.
Okay, sit down.
I will just scurry inside, open the door, and you can just smells of food and incenses and all sorts of things. You can see animals inside on the table, and it's all made out of wood.
The
And
tree is fairly large, much larger.
it almost feels like when you enter it, it somehow seems larger inside than outside portraying.
What do you?
It's bigger on the inside.
Also, by the way, AI does not know what a furball is. I might need some help with this. Yeah. So I'm just inside getting here. Things.
The elk, panting, drenched in sweat, pulls up into this grove and almost like collapses on the ground and sits down.
Oh my
Like,
goodness. I don't know if there's any claps
Heavy
or whatever
breathing.
can help
Heavy breathing.
unbuckle, but I'll go and help the elk with that.
We should find a place for the big one.
I don't. Elmer doesn't seem like the threatening kind by any means.
How
but,
dare you?
but I still don't know if I can trust him.
Maybe.
This is.
Who, at this point, we never really know who we can trust. But, I mean, should give the opportunity for everyone to earn it. Earn our trust. So, unless he gives us a reason not to, we didn't really have many other options out there.
Might be worth exploring to see how. If he can help us with the big one.
If he can, that'd be great. If not, maybe he can point us in the right direction.
Player talk, I want to say it's not looking good for the big one.
Dunno.
How dare you call my god a liar?
Was he pulled smoothly for the
through the forest, or did he get like?
He's missing his head.
Yeah, he's lost everything. He's not even on.
He's not even on it.
Yeah, lost him halfway.
It's just the little one now left
Yeah.
on it.
The professor probably did fall off the sled a couple of times, but with your help, you managed to get him back on it. The elk was surprisingly pliant. Did exactly what Elmer had told it to do and made sure that this sled made its way safely with your friend.
He had some attitude about
They're
it.
all under a spell.
Help us.
WandaVision. Crazy old man wants forest friends. Damn, we should have thought of that. God. That's so good. As you guys are like talking, I just burst out the door with like, how many people are there? I guess it'd be 4 because everyone's dead. So I have 4 like mugs, and I'd just be like, I just like push my hand over top, and you just see like flowers kind of spurt at the top, and they got little straws in them. Oh, please, please drink up. You must all be parched. And just hand you it.
Ooh,
Probably bigger, like really big for you, like big mug.
thank you.
Yeah.
Please, it'll help you.
What is it?
I don't know if there's a name up for it, but it's got mushrooms and fruits and all sorts of things. It's very delicious.
Does it have apples?
There might be a few apples in there.
What does it smell like?
Big one loved apples.
Oh, is that what you keep calling the big fella?
Yeah, that's his name.
I haven't seen many folk in this part in quite some time, but so apologies if this comes off a little brash, but you know your friend has been dead for quite some time, right? Like, why are you carrying someone who's been dead for a long time?
How long are we talking?
Make a medicine check.
17.
While his corpse isn't decomposing,
That's the weird part to him.
That's the
Yeah.
weird part to
Yeah.
you, that somebody who has been dead for so long, there should be some sort of like rot or decay on his body.
Yeah.
But based on how blanched his body is, how much, for lack of a better word, blood it must be missing, at least a month.
Your friend has been not with this world for a couple weeks or months. I don't really know time anymore, but what is weird is he should look much, much worse.
Well, that's because it's only been like 30 minutes.
Is she usually this strange? It's been at least 30 days based on the body.
It's probably the portal, Astra.
Portal! What's a portal?
You're encountering a man who hasn't seen civilization in quite some time.
For an old guy, his hearing's pretty good too.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear everything in these woods.
Nothing goes past me.
Did you say a portal?
Well, Elmir?
Elmir, yeah. Elmir of the Green Marsh Grove.
So, you must have picked up on us not long after we arrived, right?
Oh, I just saw her about to kill herself with some berries.
I wasn't gonna eat them. I was just collecting them to see, just in case.
Did you see us arriving?
I did not. I was out doing my evening check of the outer parts of the woods to make sure nothing. Are you familiar with the storms around here?
We're not familiar with this area at all.
Oh,
Let me guess.
well, you're in the Green Marsh Grove.
Red lightning?
Yes, it's a big storm with spooky red lightning.
Red lightning is kind of our thing.
How long ago was the storm?
Well, there's a storm. Again, I'm not quite good with time, but it feels like there's a storm every day. It just happens to be in different parts of this. This woods is fairly large.
Don't you think it's strange that we didn't make noise to arrive, and then we were there?
I mean, you were on the outskirts of the woods. I'm fairly nestled in there. You could have theoretically arrived at the same time I was coming there, but
It did take you all about an hour of hiking through the woods to get back here. Maybe a little more at the pace you were going. You would have also heard off before, like while you were prowling around, maybe not seeing them. a voice that you now associate as Astra is shouting, Haster! Haster!
Yes, sir. Who is this Haster that you keep looking for? I promise you there's nobody in these woods by the name of Haster.
I don't want to talk about him right now.
Oh, I apologize.
I'll just
Elmira.
touch your hair and a flower will go in your hair.
Thank you.
What are you saying?
Nothing.
Oh.
It doesn't say.
Excuse me, Elmira of the Green Moss Grove.
Elmira of
That's
the
what
Green Moss Grove.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can you help our friend?
Oh. Well,
And I'll try and kneel down.
well, you see, I'm not lying when I say he's been passed for quite some time, but why he hasn't, apologies for the word, decomposed is a little peculiar. I don't have the means to bring him back, but I might. Well, you have two options that I see it. You can bury the poor lad, and I promise you we'll give him a beautiful memorial here in my yard. Or I might be able to preserve him, although he doesn't seem to need preserving, until you find something.
Preserve how?
Oh, well, there's some herbs and medicine. You see, there's a bit of magic in these woods. I can't really explain it, but strange things happen out here. I'm only kidding. I could just make something that might be able to preserve the body for I don't know how long, but maybe for a couple of days.
What would Big One want, you guys?
Who's Big One? Is it a wolf?
This. No.
We went
The big
over this
one.
already.
We just talked
what's
about
his
this.
name?
The Big One.
That's not a name.
The Big One.
He clearly looks like the best of you lot, and he was probably the coolest, but the Big One's not a name. Anyway, the choice is yours, but
We need some time to think about this.
did you not hear what I just said? I have to either bury him or preserve him.
How much time do you need? When do we have to decide?
Oh, I could get it up in a lickety-split.
No, we need a moment.
Oh, let's take a moment.
Okay. Guys.
Do you want me in this moment? I could start making some food.
Elmira of Green Moss Grove.
Elmira
Could
of the
you
Green
give
Moss Grove.
Skipping. Keep going with it. I'm gonna call you E.
I don't like that at all. If anything, call me Elm. Are you familiar with an elm tree?
Yes.
My name's like that.
Oh, that's lovely.
Just Elm?
Elm, but it's Elmira.
How do you spell your name?
E-L-M. Let me look at D&D Beyond. A-E-R.
Oh, that's totally not what I put in.
Elmira. And then it's O-F
No,
space.
that's okay. We got the rest of it.
Of the green.
No, I don't have much in terms of hearty food, but I have lots of vegetables.
I saw some rabbits outside.
No, I dare you put that down right now!
You see him pull out this strange contraption that you haven't
What?
seen before. It's,
What is this? What kind of wizardry is this?
it's this
It's
strange
not magic.
tube of metal.
It's a little magic.
Very, very odd.
Come with me, I'll show you.
If you kill a rabbit, you will be the last thing you see.
I like
rabbits
this
your
guy.
friend?
They are all my friends.
Is there,
Friends are not food.
is there any other food that's not a friend?
Lots of potatoes and carrots and parsnips and lots of fruit.
I don't know. what
I
to do
might
here.
have some meat, but it might not taste good.
Go take it.
Okay. I'll go work on that now.
I'll go outside and start cooking up
What
something.
did you just say?
Don't worry about it.
Didn't catch that either. Those are just.
I just heard an
I
old
said
man.
I'll go work on
Yeah.
it now.
I just heard gibberish.
At this point, it's just totally delusional old man. It's like,
How did I describe him? A senile old man.
yeah.
All of you are exhausted, tired, emotionally
Wrecked.
Not
wrecked,
prepared for this.
not prepared for
Not prepared for
an
this at
old
all.
man leading an elk pulling a sled.
He's just very happy
Your
to see
friends dead,
people.
buddy.
You all kind of collapse in this grove, taking a deep breath and a sigh.
What do we do?
How did you find him?
He kind of found us. He was a wolf.
What?
Yeah, he was a wolf. He came right at me, jumped over me. Then he was an old man. Kind of like him. I'm just tired. It's a lot. And that's coming from me.
You just hear from inside, I should probably tell them my name.
Who are those people? Who are those people outside?
Yes, or the Alzheimer.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't seem all there at times, but if we're to believe what he says, he might give Big One the time he needs for us to potentially find a solution.
You said that you spoke to your goddess? What did she say?
It's not
You've
really,
always been able to heal. What happened?
I mean, he said he was potentially dead for a month. Obviously, the storms do something weird
Well,
with
it's
time.
been a bit over an hour.
And
But we know how
we've
the
seen
storms
how
behave
aging
now.
affects us. I think the body had been aged so much it went beyond what my capabilities are right now.
But why is it so preserved? If
Because
it's
it was
been
so.
that long-
Because he was alive an hour ago.
Yeah, but he's been dead a month, but he was alive an hour ago. It's all very weird.
I don't know.
What would Big Lynn want? What would Spark Eye want?
We need to let Spark Eye know.
I think we have to try, but what if we can save him? And then I don't want to worry Spark Eye, because if we can bring him back, then we don't have to upset him. And also, I promised him that nothing would happen to Big One.
It doesn't seem like there's a dance on, as far as I know, to just trying to keep his body around. It gives us an opportunity to bring him back.
Would he want that?
We can't make that decision for him.
All we can do is try.
Does anybody have talk with dead?
No.
Maybe ask the old fart.
Oh, maybe actually.
Plus, I have some experience in making promises I can't keep. It's have to be careful with those.
What was I supposed to say though? He looked me in the eyes and said, "Keep my son safe," and I was just like, maybe.
Well,
We'll see.
no, but you said that you'd do your best.
I feel like we could have done more.
Well, still something you can do now.
Get Old Man Winters to help us preserve him longer until we find somebody that can bring him back.
Where the hell are we? Something moss growth. I'm
The
so
green
tired.
moss grove.
I thought he said the green marsh grove.
No, don't ask him.
Like the whole time you guys are talking, you just see different like animals, like small woodland creatures, just like circling you.
I don't know why. I'm just
Listening.
imagining you cooking, but there's like a window that you're constantly just like, like looking through us.
Simon, make a history check.
History check. Ooh.
Come on, somebody roll good.
Disadvantage because I'm fucked.
You're tired. Yeah.
Oh, that was a natural 20, and
Ooh, pretty good. Pretty good.
was 0 for a total of 15.
You yourself haven't been in any of this region, but you've heard stories of past Kesmag's teeth. There being, in particular, a forest, a dense forest, with some geothermal activity in regions. And the part that you walk through, you think it might be that?
Do I remember the name of the place?
You know the woods as the Frostfang Woodlands, but like you've only heard like legends from some of the like rangers that have been out there potentially. It's pretty far from Cornwall.
Yeah, people.
It's on the other end of the mountain range, basically. You've just heard stories, and there's some talk about like hot springs and stuff. You know, like almost bar tales of like drunk braggarts.
The water that flows into Cornwall is like ice cold from the mountain. So
I think that's part of what like the legends that you've heard of this like strange warm hot spring like region far to the east.
Far to the east, like how do they have an idea how many days travel there is?
It depends on whether you're going through the mountains, around the mountains, over the mountains. It's pretty far. It's on the opposite end of Kesmag's Teeth from what you heard, from where Cornwall is located.
Can't go around. Gotta go through.
Through.
Sorry, what did you say the name of the woods?
The Frostfang. Let me just double check.
Frostfang Forest?
Frostfang Woodlands.
Woodlands? I've heard stories growing up about a forest with hot springs. Like we saw some geysers outside, but no hot springs. But
Saw some geezers in here too.
You know this? Or you've heard of this area?
I don't know if it's where we are, but there was a place pretty far out from Cornwall, but adjacent to the mountain range that there were stories about hot springs.
Jeffrey.
Maybe that's where we are, but you said that you didn't see like a distinctive peak of any kind, alright?
There were a lot of mountains.
Maybe we were too far from Kesmag's Teeth.
What did you call the forest? What did you call the forest?
No, not really a forest. It's just woodland.
Frostfang.
The Frostfang.
The Frostfang. Honestly.
So might not be that far from my home, but
Potential. It could be days of travel, though, right?
it's definitely more than a few days. And it depends whether we trek to the mountain or if we go around the mountain. And we have no protection against storms.
I have a wild thought. May not be able to do it anyways, but at this point I don't really know what other options are. Elmer said that the storms happen potentially once a day here, right?
That's why you said.
We have maybe an idea. I mean, he might know the actual name of the forest or give a better location of where we are, but I mean, I can try to reach out to people. I can only do so much today, but tomorrow I could also reach out more. But if we reached out to someone like Teddy, he can walk through the storms. If he's able to pop out here, maybe he can help or bring someone who can help.
Can we as well? And I'm just looking at my wrists where I have that crystal.
I look over to the big one. His mechanical hand should be still around one. The other one's over there. Potentially, but
Are you okay, Karthak? Like, did you feel anything from the storm? Last time you did.
not like last time. I mean, I think we all felt it when we were there. being in close proximity to the lightning, but coming out the other side, I didn't feel anything, so it must have done its job.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a headache. I assume.
You do?
If it's already not to lessen the importance of obviously bringing Big One back, but we're all in pretty rough shape. I'm not sure how much more one day's gonna do us, but maybe just getting rest right now.
Definitely.
Physically, I'm fine, and what? It feels the same as when I left the storm the other time.
How exhausted are you again? How exhausted are you again?
3 points.
Does that slow down? Does that slow down your walking?
Slow
Or?
down.
Okay.
Disadvantage on pretty much anything.
Timon, you looked slow again, like the last time I saw you get affected by the lightning.
I'm gonna need a few days to rest.
I can start to put out word tonight and reach out again tomorrow. I agree, though, that we all need rest to get through this. And we probably, not that I don't trust him yet, but we still may want to try to do some sort of rotational thing. Although, again, I don't need as much time as the others, but
Put that bubble around us.
I don't even think I can do that.
I don't know how long it takes to cook food.
Probably about this time. Here.
Oh, I hope you're all hungry.
And I'll bring out you see like little critters bringing out little things strapped to their back, like little plates and forks and stuff.
Oh, I prepared a very mighty feast.
And you just eat mass amount of foods and pots full of different things and water and maybe some milk
Thank you.
and some different things.
I don't mean to be rude, but you've all look like you've seen some, how do they put it, shit?
Who's they?
Please don't be alarmed.
I'm just gonna stare. You'll just see me start chanting or saying something in Druidic, and I'm gonna cast. I'm a spell. I don't know how to be a spell guy. I'm going to cast the thing, Healing Spirit.
Inflict wounds.
So as you see, like when you pull something from the top of the staff, you just see like almost like butterfly, like little things everywhere, like little butterflies, and they form like the glow. It's a Patronus. Let's be honest here. Okay. It looks like a deer Patronus, and it just.
If you wouldn't mind sitting here for a few minutes, I can get you all feeling tip-top shape.
Thank you.
And then it will heal because I'm casting it at 4th level. Let's cast it at 5th level because I fucking can. I have 4th and 5th level slots, y'all. I'll cast it at 5th level, which means that anybody up until 8 amounts can heal 1d6. So if you need 5 of them, roll 5d6. Do I roll the d6? How does healing work?
You would roll it.
I am full health.
I'm like
Before
half
this.
health.
I need more help.
I was
I
already
think it's
full
4th
health.
level. I lied.
Alright,
Six
G6.
still. It's my spell modifier
There's 8 total?
plus 2 for each level plus the amount. So it's 8 total amounts. So you guys can roll it if you want.
You need some too.
This deer
20
like
health.
spare seems to manifest and almost move around the entire glade as it
It
passes
almost
near you. It
illuminates
feels
everything
like
too.
warm.
Yeah.
As it's passing, it's almost leaving behind these like sparks that look like almost fireflies. They're fading away behind it.
I used one so far, so I'm at 22.
I'll use
Keep going.
Yeah, honestly, just it goes away after the spell, so might as well use it all up.
26. Excuse me.
You're
You
still
used
lower
one?
than me.
I used one, yeah.
So we used 4 dice so far.
Keep going.
32.
You're still lower than me.
Ooh, that was a good one. 38.
Now you're above me.
Go for it.
I'll take 1.
I take one.
You take one.
You took
Maybe
one.
get one more in there. The last one.
And as that dissipates, I'll be like, it's going to get a little cold, but you might want a little heat. And I'll just pull like a little bit of fire and start a fire in the middle there. I'm just going to use all my things now, just by the way. This is cool. So I will, I'll produce a little flame and we'll start a nice fire.
You might have used some stuff along throughout
No!
the whole day, but maybe.
I get like 42 spell slots, guys. I'll use a couple right now, but then... Oh, please feel free to rest here. I mean, the fire will keep you nice and warm. It tends to stay very nice and comfortable in the grove, and I have a bunch of friends that'll make sure you're safe for the evening. They might even come
Little
visit
eyes
you.
open up in the forest.
Yeah. And you also observe, like, as I'm always talking, my ears are just, like, always, like,
Sensing.
it almost feel like, even if I'm not, like, consciously, like, alert, I'm just always hearing everything. Just
That's cool.
his eyes, but on my ears.
Yeah.
So please, Pete, take a while. I'm going to... I don't mean to speed your process up, but I can start making your... What's his name again?
Who?
No, the big one!
The big one!
Oh, sorry! I can start making him feel a little more comfortable if you would like.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Is that water there? Is that Ward 8 water? Because
What's a Ward 8?
that was his favorite.
What's a Ward 8?
Do you know what schema is?
What's a schema?
It's a city.
A city! Oh, I know many a cities.
Do you?
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I do. Well, you might not be able to tell, but a long time ago I was from a small, well, rather large place called Icefall.
I'm gonna start settling in.
Nice.
And I also know Sylthia to the east.
Oh.
South! Sylthia to the south. But it is across a great desert.
You're from Icefall.
I am originally from Icefall. Yes, my whole family was.
How far is it from here?
Oh!
Make a survival.
No! I don't remember. It's still 11.
You know that it takes about a week to get to the edge of the woods. You have no idea how much further it is from the edge of the woods.
It is quite far. I mean, I haven't... Oh, it must have been a couple 100 years.
That you've been here?
Huh? Since I've been where? What were we talking about? Oh, Icefall! Well, it takes about a week to get to the edge of the woods, and then it's quite a ways from there. But I haven't traveled since I was a young man.
What's the name of these woods?
What was it again? Frostfang? Frostfang!
In the common term, you would
In
probably
the common
know it as,
term.
You would probably know it as some ancient druidic word that
Yeah, but
That's
he
what-
would think they would know it as
Yeah.
the druid. So it's often less known as Frostfang, but you might know it as
Affenthroat.
Huffington. Have you heard of it?
Frostfang.
Frostfang. These are the Frostfang woods. It's a little spooky, but I keep it nice and safe.
It's the woods. Do you know where?
It is the woods.
But
Look around.
Do you know where Kesmagsteed is? Cornhall? The
Make
city
a
of
history check.
Cornhall?
History 13.
You, from a long time ago, you remember the word. It's the mountain range that Icefall is also part of. It's built into it.
Oh,
And it does extend a long ways along these woods.
I mean, you're pretty much at them, my friend. They extend all the way to Icefall. It's a rather massive part of the land.
Oh no, I'm from there.
You're from Icefall.
Not from Icefall.
Whoa.
I'm from Cornhall.
Make a history check.
17.
The city of Samson the Mighty. You must have heard of them.
You've never heard of Samson the Mighty.
Samson of the Mighty? Never heard of him. But I'm sure you've heard of Elmer of the Green Moss Grove.
Cornwall is just quite a ways away from Icefall. Far to the west. Through almost on the other side of the mountains.
You're
And
from
the mountains
that
are
part of the mountains.
take a few weeks to get
Just kidding. Oh, that side of the
What are you
mountains.
in those man?
Oh, it's just very far to the
That
west.
seems very prejudicial.
I've never been. I can't be prejudiced to a place I've never been.
And Timon, you know that Icefall is east on the other end of the mountains from where Carmel is. So.
It's a long way from there, I'm afraid.
Aye, we're a long way from anywhere up here.
Aye.
Have you got a stiff drink? Drink?
Oh, I'm sure I have some sort of mushroom
Probably have
crap
some
or weed. pipe.
kombucha that's been fermenting for way too long.
Oh, you want to get a little crazy? Wait right here.
I'll run into my little shed and come
I
out.
just need something to calm my nerves.
Oh, really gonna get relaxed.
Do you want a pipe or a drink?
I need a drink.
Oh, okay. Anybody else?
Could use a pipe.
I'm good with my milk.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What if he made it?
And you'll see a little bird perch on.
I drank the other
Okay.
It's on your little bird. It's not Timothy.
one.
Alright. I'll come back out.
Here, but drink it slowly.
Uh-oh.
And I'll give you a pipe. And I'll get my pipe.
Gloop, gloop, gloop,
Oh!
gloop, gloop, gloop.
Oh, he's an adventurous horse.
And you'll just see me pull out like a pan flute. Just start playing. And you're just, oh.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
You probably as well.
Yeah, you do.
A saving throw?
You would have a disadvantage because
On
of
saving throw?
the exhaustion.
Oh.
I'm gonna need
Sorry,
a lot of
saving
water to
throw.
play this character.
16.
going forward. Yeah, nah, I can't math right now.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that's
fine,
one.
actually.
Oh,
Time
yeah?
and dice.
He just
That's
passes
one.
out.
Yeah, nah, you're just zany, man. You're just believing everything I tell you at this point.
This is the hard-hitting stuff.
Yeah.
You take a couple of gulps. It's strange. It tastes really good at first, and then as you swallow it, just burns completely going down. You almost start to cough a little bit and start.
First time. Here's the good stuff.
Oh, what do you call this, you crazy ass?
Oh,
Green balls.
nobody's asked me that question. What would you like to call it? I like it.
What did you roll?
16.
Okay. You managed to kind of keep composure. You smoke this pipe for a little while. You do start to notice almost immediately, like, it hits you a little. You feel almost like the colors of the woods almost seem brighter, more pronounced. You feel like you can hear, like, dozens of animals all around you. You hear chirping.
Yeah.
Trying to twitch.
Oh, he's
You
hitting
hear
the
birds chirping. You hear in the distance a hoot. You almost think you can make out like a howling wolf off in the distance.
Oh, you're talking about old boy Frank.
Is that his name?
You know, a lot of these parts of this woods are very safe, and I made a lot of friends over the years. But there's a part of the woods far beyond my reach, where even the biggest creatures go. And they don't want any part of my business. I don't know where I'm going with this. But there's creatures in these woods that don't want to be my friends. But as long as you're in the Green Moss Grove, I'll keep you safe.
Arkmir, you think you hear on the winds cawing of a raven.
They have ravens here.
I don't have no ravens in these woods.
How did you?
Maybe
not.
You,
Yeah, yeah.
you have no idea.
Yeah.
Timon is just deep in
Yeah.
thought trying to think.
You're finding it hard to keep
Yeah.
sitting. You're
It's-
tired. The exhaustion's really
pass.
starting
They
to
don't
catch
Trying
up
to
to
think of a name for your drink.
you.
Also,
What color is it?
Mud.
Yeah.
Mud?
Yeah.
How thick is it?
It's like
Mud.
a spoon. Yeah.
Burning
It,
Yeah.
it smells and tastes delicious.
It's good food.
Until you swallow it and it
And then
burns.
it's just fire.
going down.
Fireball.
So I'm also in the middle of all this, going to just be gathering things to try and naturally preserve the big one as best I can. So similar to what I've done with this area, I will start to use grow moss over him and create some sort of thing that can help. It wouldn't be like the crazy damn spells that can keep him around for years, but it would be a natural preservation.
What are you doing?
I would say if we're gonna
What
need,
the
we're
fuck?
gonna need everything that we can to help the big one.
Oh, yes. Apologies.
I'm grabbing his money pouch,
Oh God.
but
I'll get you that later. I
Yeah,
don't know how
but
much it
I'm
is.
I'm taking the stone out that was
Yeah.
from your
Bird.
Yeah, your bird thing.
Homunculus.
Putting that into your other bag, but
Yeah.
this is for all of us to help the big one.
We'll reimburse him.
Apologies, but what happened to your friend? How did you said some sort of portal? How did you all get here? These woods are not easy to find.
You just arrived. I just well,
Interesting.
We didn't really have a choice.
But why show up at my doorstep?
You brought us here.
Oh, I don't mean this doorstep, I mean my forest. It's all my doorstep.
We didn't have a choice. We didn't choose where we came. We just
Where
We
did
just
you come
were.
from?
schema. We were in schema, and then I guess we traveled through the storms through a portal and ended up here.
What are you hoping to achieve out here? Where are you all headed?
We haven't really talked about that. He's done.
When you were in
What? Oh God.
sorry. See if I can connect some dots. Don't know, but how old were you when you left Icefall?
Oh, I was a sprig old man. Young man, but... Oh, I had a family. Oh, they were a beautiful family.
You're not getting an answer for a
Do you
while.
know the Order of Draconis?
I mean, everyone on Icefall knows the Ordo Draconis. They're
You
the
would.
Everybody from Icefall knows of the Order of Draconis.
Did the name Miralar Rubina, was it Rubina? Mean anything to you?
Not really.
Probably not.
Yeah, Rubina.
Probably not.
I don't know how high up they were in the pecking order. But
I wasn't too familiar with the folks part of the Order. I mean, I was heavily involved with my family and studying the druidic ways. And I was set off to fend my own garden, so to speak. But my boy was pretty fascinated with the Order of Draconis, but I can't really remember what happened to him. He sort of just disappeared one day.
Elmir of the Green Moss Grove.
Elmir of the Green Moss Grove.
What was your son's name?
Honestly, I don't remember. It's like that part of my brain has just vanished.
Oh.
I can tell you exactly what he looks like, but I don't remember his name or what happened with him.
that was very sad that you want to drink.
Oh, the stuff in this pipe is much stronger than that, my friend.
you want a puff, Diamond?
Oh,
That is all.
he has the baby stuff, don't worry. That's
Just staring up into the sky. Question: Would him being able to like hear things? Would he hear the storms around, but not over?
Right now,
Okay.
you're fairly certain there are no storms at
Right
the
now.
moment.
Okay.
You can't even hear the ravens.
I know almost every critter in these woods, including the bad ones. I don't remember the last time a raven passed through these parts.
You see, like I'm trying to pick up raven sounds.
Perception check.
I doubt I would.
In your state, you might be making more of a connection though between me and a raven
26.
than I am.
You look around and you're fairly certain there's no raven around you.
Fairly certain. Yeah, I'm like trying to hear a raven too. I'm like,
Right. What was his name? Rufus? Rufus, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Rufus is just there chilling.
You see him, we don't.
you guys probably all see like little squirrels and stuff sitting at your feet, and you're just part of the family.
Aw.
Elmer, you mentioned having a family. Did you have a family name?
That's a good question. What do you mean? A family name?
A name that you and your kin share?
Oh, I suppose I had one at one point, but you see, when a young druid is given his task to be the sage of a forest, he kind of inherits that as his family. So the Green Moss Grove became my family. For many, many years, that's what I've been known by.
It's okay, I don't know my last name either.
Didn't you say it was Maris?
No, that's my first name.
Oh, what?
Astromaris.
Oh, that's one name.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your name?
You're just
They're fine.
on the ground.
Have we introduced ourselves?
Who are you?
Ah! I am so glad you finally asked. I am Elmer of the Green Moss Grove.
Yep.
So,
Calthier, weren't you gonna make a little little conversation with somebody?
Yep.
huh? Do you want some privacy in my home?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll step away.
You walk into the house where the rest of your companions remain outside, sitting around this fire, having some food, smoking a pipe.
I don't know why I was just imagining someone doing this, but Big Wood's body just
It's
walk
probably like
I-
I probably moved them to like
Yeah.
a comfortable
Halfway-
location.
Two questions. What did you guys do with the professor?
That's a question for you guys, because I wouldn't know what to do with the fucking metal thing.
we probably would have just sat him alongside. Like, we wouldn't have taken him away
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
Yeah, he would be
Yeah.
like resting with him.
Like, yeah, right.
And second question, did you retrieve the crystal from his hands?
Oh,
Yeah.
You'd put the crystal in when you were doing that.
it depends. I pointed at
That
it when
would've
he
been
brought
you.
them
I would
up.
take the crystal. Now I'm debating his goggles. But I can't just strip his body.
Yeah, you probably notice like a little squirrel putting like little flowers over his eyes. And
Oh.
there's like moss slowly growing over him. And
Yeah. So,
by no means does it look like a fucking burial. He's just being like almost like the roots are like lifting him up a little bit, and moss is
Being preserved.
staying preserved.
I'll just sync up with you later on, like what makes sense to
Sure.
waffle.
Yeah, I'll have to look at what I got.
Start to walk away, and then I turn around and I walk back over.
Do we still have any of those letters?
I sure do on my dead body.
I know where we can find some.
Well, if it
It'd
would
be in the bag. You guys would
Yeah.
have the bag.
But would I have known that he had them still?
Oh yeah, I bought them.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
bought
see
them
if
when
I
I got
can
you guys
find them in the
presents.
bag.
I like to think that Arkner has a running inventory.
Yeah, I think you still
have
have one. You used one.
Yes, he has.
I
I'm gonna
used
give you-
one and I gave one to.
Oh right. I still had two on me.
I gave one to somebody.
I bought four total.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
two. One
You
I
wrote
used-
like a letter to your brother as well, right? Or was that just on a normal?
No, that was a normal letter
Did
that
you-
I.
did you-
Was
Tried
one
send-
to Clinko?
Anya. No, he tried sending one to
I
Anya.
sent
Oh,
one to
Anya.
Anya, and the other one I gave to
Was it
somebody
Harriet?
who was with us. I don't know if it was Harriet or Nipner or.
I think it might have been Nipnar. Yeah, because he was you left him behind at the Spire in Word 6. I think you gave him that to get back in touch with you.
Yeah.
So big one still had
That's
two.
with somebody.
Yeah.
I can probably find my notes, but yeah, I don't have anything anymore.
Okay. All right. And I just write a letter to Arkmir that's like, hey.
God damn it.
Well, there's two of them, so I may as well just inventory both on you.
Sure. Okay, so yeah, first I'm going to try. So here, I gotta be careful how I word this, and we'll see because I don't even know how it's gonna work. I am going to try to send a message to Riftwalker, Theodore, whatever, like Teddy.
Theodore Coulter.
Not intentionally trying not to send it to younger Teddy who doesn't really know us.
Okay.
Do these things travel through time?
We have no idea.
I don't know.
I know.
Oh god.
They could, they might not.
So I'm gonna let him know. Yeah, Constantine, but Riftwalker Constantine is who I'm thinking of trying to send it to.
But which Riftwalker?
It goes to all of them. Also, I'm pretty sure he just knows it's me.
Yep.
I don't have to introduce myself.
Oh, hey, hello. I'm here. How's it going?
Yeah.
I haven't heard from you in a while.
The Iron Will is stuck in Frostfang woods.
He's very fucking powerful.
The big one has fallen.
Save that for another time.
We're with a druid from Icefall, Elmer. I'm getting close to the end, so I'm gonna wrap it.
We have about 5 words left.
We need help.
2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds down.
I already
already.
mentioned that.
We have 2 words.
I think I'm gonna leave it there for now.
Hey, this daddy.
You get a response. Huh. Frostfang, eh? That's out in the middle of nowhere. It's been a while. Y'all doing well?
Just said good ones.
I'll see what I can do. No promises, though.
Makes sense. I'm also going to write a letter outlining what happened. This is how I write.
Big one wrote.
Outlining basically what happened from the point at which we walked through the portal to fight.
I mean, I think there's a limit to how many words you can even use on the card. So,
It was a lot.
There is-
It was a lot, though. Well, not a lot.
It wasn't a
It's more than a
Here,
tweet.
I got the moment. I can switch characters really quick. One sec.
It was more than a tweet.
Yeah, but it wasn't by a whole lot.
It's like 40 words or something.
Yeah, I
like
think it
that.
was 50 words.
Yeah, they're like Kanko's conversing cards.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. There it is. I see them.
Got it.
Yeah. Got that.
I have a feeling they were 50 words.
50 words. So it's basically double ascending.
Yep.
I am going to. You can say if I have to cut things because I'm not going to sit here and count out 50 words. Basically, writing to. I'm blanking on all the names because it's been a while. Lyra, saying that basically we beat. Jesus Christ, what are all the names of all these people? That Karthak. That we beat Karthak. We've popped out in Frostfang. The big one is down. Pretty much what I said to Teddy, but also include in the kindest way that I can put it that Ezekiel has passed, and that will.
It was his choice.
Yeah, like I'll say what pretty much as quickly as I can, like how, like what happened, but also just that like we can explain it more the next time we're able to talk. But if she knows of any way that she can help us, and just kind of so what I said to Teddy plus a little bit more,
Okay.
and I'll let the letter go.
Turns into a bird and just begins to fly away. You immediately, with your sharp senses, you pick up a new animal, but it's making
so
rustling paper-like noises.
Just watch it.
Not like any bird that you've ever seen before. Just flit out from your
Yeah.
house and fly off to the west.
Watch it. Beautiful bird.
And then there's something else that I will do that I will message you.
Oh shit.
What you doing?
Just reaching out to all my vampire friends.
So, I don't mean to speed things along, but what are your next steps? You say you want to help. What's his name again? The big one? Well, you want to help him either way. How? Where? Do you plan on going to Icefall? There might be folks there that could help. Or, I know a way to Southia, but it's a treacherous path through the desert.
Have you ever been to North?
North.
Big
Sounds
tower?
majestic.
Probably don't know North.
Not familiar.
I mean, north is north. It's the direction.
No. North.
North.
Different.
North.
This camp.
You been there?
I have not. I don't know if it's a real place.
It's a real place.
Apologies, don't get mad at me.
Never mind. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can do what?
Doesn't matter.
Sharp fury again.
You live alone in the woods for 200 plus
Hearing
years.
like meta
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
I can hear all. You're more than welcome to stay for a few days to patch yourself up, gather some resources, make some new friends. If you like, I can certainly show you where to go, but it seems like you're a little troubled and not quite sure what's next.
Whatever strength is left in Taiwan, he's using to drink the rest of it.
Attaboy.
Then until I collapse.
I think we do need some time to relax and figure out a plan for how we can help the big one.
You keep mentioning storms, but to me they're just thunderstorms with some red lightning. Every time they come, they do some strange things, mind you, like pick up my boulders and put them back down aggressively. But other than that, I mean, the animals like to shelter inside when it happens, and we go do our rounds. You may have seen it. I can once in a while turn into my friendly creatures. And we make sure the woods are safe from the storms, but
Have you or any of your woodland creatures been hit by the storm before?
unfortunately they have. But I don't know for sure it was the red lightning storm. I was doing one of my rounds and happened to find a few friends a bit worse for wear.
Did they seem to have aged?
They died.
Oh,
They were dead.
apologies.
But did they look, to Astra's point, did they look any older than
Assuming so.
you would have known?
Well, now that you mention it, they did look a bit older. I mean, one of my favorite deers was a little more gray in spots. But that's just the magic of the green moss grove. I think. Maybe.
A few of us have taken our own little hits from this lightning as well.
Oh,
You're passed out right now? I'm just pointing at Timon because I think we saw a bit of the gray.
oh, that's just a spry young 90-year-old dwarf.
Close.
I was.
Was.
Damn it. At the beginning of
I
the
don't know dwarf
campaign-
age. He
Now it's
probably
like 300.
Yeah, he probably
At the
would have said
beginning of the
whatever an
campaign,
older
I was
dwarf number
like
is.
93.
Far past that then.
Gray has hit him. Well, as you can see, I used to be quite the young, strapping man when I was younger.
Do you have any portraits? Your family?
Portrait? What's a portrait?
Like an image that shows the appearance of
Oh,
people?
I will use some sort of spell that does that. I have it. I don't know what it's called because I don't know magic.
Minor image.
That's probably.
Silent image. I don't know.
I
There's
think-
a bunch of images.
Well, there's a bunch of different
It's
spells.
minor illusion.
I think
There's
it's minor
silent
or
image.
whatever.
Minor illusion.
But it's not going to be a big thing. It's just going to be my hand, and you will see a very small little thing, just kind of spinning, of a very young-looking fur-balled boy. He is very wide-eyed and full of adventure. I mean, is there color to this magic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So he has purple eyes like I do, and he has light blue, grayish skin. A lot more colorful than mine. Mine has lost a lot of its pigmentation, the coloration. He has a. It looks like my hair is white and all white. His is white with like purple, pink streaks through it.
Just a young little lad. Oh, from what I can remember, this is my boy.
And you see he's like thinking about it.
But I can't remember his name or what happened to him.
Was he the only part of your family?
Oh no, I had a wife. But unfortunately she passed. It was quite some time ago now.
And you see him nod over, and there's like a little grave marked there.
She was here with you.
Oh, she was at the beginning. She didn't want to come at first, but we had a lot of fun. Made a lot of wood friends. But it was her time. She was not full of, well,
And I'll just like go like this, and you'll just see like green magic and different leaves and things.
she was among the common folk.
Oh. What was her name?
I will get my backstory filled out at another time.
It's not on the tombstone.
It's not quite there yet.
TBD.
But I know I had a wife. And I'm just role-playing very well where I can't remember it at this moment.
Wait, I don't actually remember anything about her either.
Come to think of it.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Ah!
It's all the old Toby getting to your brain.
It's true.
Well, it's getting pretty late, and feel free to get rest. I have many friends that watch over this grove, and I can promise you nothing comes or passes that is dangerous. You're all very well safe here. You can sleep inside or camp in the wilderness.
Wilderness.
Yeah, he's content.
Thank
I have
you.
extra blankets, and there's some patchy moss that is quite comfortable to sleep on. I will forewarn you, if you see me slip out in the middle of the night, don't be alarmed.
What are you gonna go
I
do?
just do rounds periodically throughout the day.
Oh.
I was imagining sleepwalking or something.
I cannot confirm or deny that habit.
Walking around trying to find a toilet.
Yeah.
There's lots of
Someone
food.
wakes him up and says, how did I end up here?
Don't eat the red berries.
I know, I won't. Your animals are very cute.
Oh, they will stay with you if you like.
I would
That little one is Timothy.
And you just see.
Oh, that's Hoku's spot.
What's a hoku? Oh!
I'm gonna go ahead and set
You'll
up.
meet him tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Setting up the moss bed like near the feet of where the big one was, or is
You also notice my owl that's been on my shoulder just goes. Just
disappears.
randomly. Yeah, I'm just like, oh.
Oh, there he goes.
He knows why.
Just a few feathers.
Okay. He'll be back tomorrow.
Did we
Oh,
see
so
him
you
huff
come
into
back.
Oh, yeah,
existence
you
when
joined the
were-
rest of the-
Oh yeah, well,
when you were
you
telling
guys
to lead
would
the way.
have. Yeah, he like almost like came out of my staff and went.
I see.
But he's very much what looked like a real owl and was very much there. But
Franklin, I guess, needs rest.
I
Wait,
thought you said
he's
his
Franklin.
name was Jeffrey.
Yeah,
I can't
Jeffrey.
remember my birds. They all go by different names.
Franklin is the elk.
God damn it! So many names. How dare you insult me? Jeffrey, hurry.
I'll marry you, make your way
Yeah, go ahead, fucking
into your
bad.
house.
yeah.
The strange encounter with these strange
What a
folks,
wonderful day.
making it a little bit difficult to fall asleep, to be honest here.
Oh,
You've had a bunch of excitement that you really haven't seen anything
Yeah.
like this in
Oh, it's been a
decades.
couple hundred years. Maybe not 100 years. Couple
And you're
decades.
passed out, dark mirror, or someone.
Somehow you're laying face up, but your butt is still exposed. Timon, he's always got his butt exposed when he sleeps.
Oh, this time it just collapsed
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, you probably noticed that, like, if you collapse, like, the moss is probably, like, slowly, like, just cushioning you.
slowly starts to grow,
just
eating
grow
you.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look over, it's... no, it's just made, like, a little raised little bed thing.
Just waking up and like, there's a
Little
little
flowers.
flesh missing now.
Calther, you sit down nearish the fire, going into a trance. Astra, your head still kills you. Something about this whole thing just doesn't feel right. Arkmir, you feel
Cold.
You feel colder than you've ever felt before. You huddle up inside of your blankets, you're shivering. You're near a fire, but you still feel ice cold. You fall asleep, and you hear a voice in your head. It just says,
What dream?
Oh my god!
It's just Elmir out a window up at the top of the tree. He's like,
Go!
I'm imagining the old man from Family Guy.
unbeknownst to Arkmir, you might notice it. Well, Arkmir goes to bed. He's lying in his bedroll, oriented his bed, and strangely, doesn't make any sense. As he lies in his bedroll, it's just turned to the west. It's just facing off in the west.
What does it mean? I'm a compass.
He doesn't even know that he's done
west.
That's for the direction of the show. Pretty good spot to end the session.
Oh man!
In the green
There's
moss
so
grove.
much. The green moss grove.
That was some
That was
RP.
My voice is
done.
fucked.
Yeah.
Well done. We gotta keep that up.
Oh,
now
100%.
for-
You have to re-introduce
more than
yourself
one.
like
Yeah.
20 times
Yeah.
every episode.
Yeah, we can probably just add fires to the
Yeah.
big one at this point.
Yeah.
It's helping
See,
the
that's
process.
exciting.
That's
I've
exciting,
already
though.
forgot about the big one.
Who knows? Who knows? But until next time,
Maybe
Thanks
you
for
can
joining
play
us,
as
guys.
we're back.
We're back.
Yay.
Bye.
Next time. Maybe I'll go.